Hi guys, welcome to our second episode of the Immovable Show, and this is where reality hits harder. My name is Lucy Kamau, and my co-host is
Muthoni.
and today we are going to still be talking about mental health, but we're going to narrow it down into social media pressures and how they affect the youth. So, Muthoni, um, first of all, let me just give a basic explanation of what social media is. One thing that the youth don't understand is that social media, it's a platform, it's a tool that has been made by people so that we can use it to connect to the other world. And the motive that people have when they're using social media is different. There are people who are there as influencers, there are people who are there to create brands, and there are people who are there just to share moments of their life. But we get it wrong, and most of the youth are taking the social media platforms to be very serious, which in return is affecting them in very different ways. So, Modoni, social media pressures and the youth. I feel there's too much that is the youth are being exposed to that is affecting them in a negative way. The different types of social media pressures that the youth are being the youth are encountering every day when they get into social media. Um, would you like give us some few examples of these social media pressures?
So the first one that I have is cyberbullying. I think that is one of the most that the topmost that is affecting most of the youths right now, because unajipata most of the people wanachukua social media so seriously,
Yeah.
in that when you get negative comments, when people shame you,
Yeah.
you kind of withdraw from the society. And cyberbullying is something that I think imeaffect watu wengi sana.
Yeah.
That's one of the things. There's also isolation.
Yeah.
Isolation, I think, is when you're too much into the social media.
Yeah.
You're too much into the social media world, in that you umeji withdraw from
Real life.
the real life.
Yeah.
So it makes you feel like
So whenever like you have an issue that you need to talk to share with someone who is in the real life, you cannot just do it simply because you've absorbed yourself into this social media to a point that you have no friends in the real world. Your only friends are these people, these ghosts, these invisible people in the social media spaces that you cannot reach in case you need someone to like share and open up to.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
So another thing is you grow to be addicted to social media.
Yeah.
Addiction, si wote tunajua addiction ni nini.
Yeah, and actually how this addiction happens, when you consume a certain type of content in social media, the people who have created these social media spaces, they are monitoring. They know whatever type of content that you love, so they'll keep posting more and more and more, so that each and every day you open a certain social media platform, the first thing that pops up is content related to what you have been consuming. So it becomes so obsessive and so addictive to a point that even if you want to leave or quit Facebook or Instagram, all these different social media handles, it's very difficult for you. And it's something that happens in a way that you don't even realize. By the time you're getting addicted, you don't even realize it. It has gotten so much into you that leaving it will be disastrous. It will be very difficult, and it's something that you have to deal it on a very serious level, to a point of causing depression and stress and even anxiety. And it has to be okay, like you have to, for you to withdraw from it. It's like drugs, when you used to using a certain type of drug, uh when you want to quit, you can't just quit once.
With the steps,
There are
you need to
steps.
follow, yeah.
The same case happens with content that you consume in social media. It becomes so addictive that trying to quit, it's a very tough process that you have to cope up with. You get?
I do.
Yeah, there's also another point of fear of being left out. By this I mean, like, there's a clique that you associate yourself with, people who you share with, people who you interact with on your daily life. So, for example, maybe there's something that is trending. There's a story that is trending that you guys can relate to, and so simply because maybe yesterday you didn't have data bundles and you didn't get to see this story, and apparently everyone in your clique is talking about this story, so you'll feel very uncomfortable,
Left out.
yeah, like everyone knows this story, I don't know it, kwani where was I, why don't I know it? So like it really feels bad, you feel left out, like there's no one, like everyone is into this story, they're giving this story with a lot of passion and oomph, and you're just there yourself, there's no one who is even concerned whether you're okay, like everyone is into this story and you're left out. So simply because you don't want to be in such a situation, there's that conditioning in your mind that I really need to be in social media platforms so that I can know whatever is going on, simply because I want to be part of this group that I associate with. I don't want to feel like I'm left out when they're talking about a certain story, which maybe I didn't get to hear about or um, read about or even view in the social media spaces. You get?
I do.
There's also another point of discontentment.
Discontentment is kwaga kuiganira.
Yeah.
So I think this one, most of us, hata we mwenyewe ukiingia pale Instagram, you see the way people are living baby girl lifestyle, mtu kama sasa yako Mombasa nini
Yeah.
amevaa nguo mzuri, you feel less about yourself. You feel you're not contented with what you have. You're
Yeah.
not contented with the kind of life you're living.
Yeah.
You're not contented with the way your body looks.
You start comparing the social media persona with you.
Sasa that's a bad thing, because it makes you feel lack a lot of lack esteem about yourself. You unajichukia. And it even makes you go to extents of like surgeries to maybe make yourself look prettier, ama maybe take pills. Unaona? You're discontented with about everything about your life because of the things you've been seeing in social media,
Which apparently some of them are not even real. Like, as we said, as we introduced the topic, social media, whatever content is posted in social media, it has a motive. Not everything you see is real. So when you go into these spaces, you should be intentional. Craft whatever content you want to absorb.
True.
If it doesn't work for you, if it's not helping you in a positive way, just leave it out.
No wonder watu wanaitwa content creators.
Yeah, because they're creating
Content.
It's whatever you see there, it's created. It's not a real thing. It's an enactment. So whatever content you see in these social media spaces, as we said, it's an enactment, and you should consume this content with an objective mind. Don't take it too personal. Don't overthink. Don't take it too serious. It's not that serious. These are social spaces where we're supposed to engage with people, engage with whatever content they are creating for us. If you feel something is not right, comment, give your opinion, give your stand, let people know this is the way to go. Not everyone is going to take that positively. Not everyone is. There's people who will approve it, others won't, and it's okay.
True.
It's okay for people not to have different stands about whatever you say. And the other point that we're going to talk about was the point of loss of self-identity.
Yes, loss of self-identity is because of social media. There's so many trends that go on. So people, we have talked about addiction.
Yeah.
When someone is addicted to social media, you're lost in the bubble of social media. In that
True.
everything that is going on, you unataka kwenda na kisasa, whatever is going on.
Yeah.
Na sasa it reaches a point that you lose yourself, as in you lose yourself in all that bubble, and you lose your identity. You don't know who you are. You're just doing things because they're trending. You're
Yeah,
just doing things because maybe that is the in thing
at that particular time.
at that particular time. Because siku hizi we have so many hashtags. Unapata leo people are doing this, the next time people are doing this, these people are doing this, and it reaches a point maybe whatever people are doing, it doesn't go with your norms, it doesn't go with what you believe in, but unajipata tu ulishafanya, you see.
Yeah.
So that is how that's what we're talking about when we say loss of self
Identity.
Yeah.
Or to add on that, people actually lose their identity trying to impress people that they can be like someone else who seems to be doing very well in these social media spaces. You get. And there's also another point on self validation or trying to seek approval in the social spaces. By, for example, like you see someone who made a post and then it had a very huge a number of people who followed or viewed or even liked whatever content was posted. And yourself, you make a point of posting a content that is almost similar to that, but unfortunately you don't get the follows or the likes similar to that of the other person. So that in itself makes you feel inadequate. It makes you feel you're not enough. And one thing you're supposed to understand that there are people who are out there, and even if they're getting so many likes, they've worked for it. They've worked for it. They've tried to create a group of people who are going to, like, they've tried to create a follow-up, what is it? What's the term? Like, a group of people who are going to follow them, you know, a publicity.
Yeah.
They have a public who are supporting them. So even you, if you should not feel inadequate simply because you didn't like perform like the other person did in the social media spaces.
And
You are
still,
enough as the way you are.
still watu wengine they still buy followers, so usione mtu mwingine ako na followers wengi udhani ati pia wewe. Some of them are just followers that are bought. It doesn't mean like sasa people unaona mwingine ako na likes mingi, you don't have. Some of them are just buying followers, some of them are just doing it for clout. Some, as in, reasons are very different. So when we go to social media, we're supposed to be very mindful about what we're doing and very precise about the sites we go to, because so that this depression thing cannot get us, because hizi vitu ni vitu zina happen. These are things that are happening daily in our society.
Yeah, and actually to add on that, you find yourself this, I don't know whether it's a condition or what, like unaweza tu jipata umelike picha ya mtu, umelike tu hata ujarealize umelike. So there's some likes zenye unaweza pata ama mtu mwingine apate simply because mtu amezoea, like ukiingia social media una like kila picha yenye unaona, like ukiangalia tu una like, but okay, uja like whatever content they were talking about. Hata unaweza jipata you've liked a video that has been posted but you don't even know what that video is all about. It's because you've conditioned yourself and it has reached a point where you just like anything. Unajipata tu umelike. At times you don't even realize umelike. So don't take it too personal or too seriously. It's never that serious. And bottom line is social media pressure is here, and the youth are going through very many mental health issues simply because of the pressures that they are being exposed to in the social spaces. And the only way to not be controlled by the external locus of control in the social media spaces is by first, don't compare yourself with the persona you see in the social spaces.
True.
Understand where that person is coming from. Some of the things they do there, they're not real. And most of these people, they post only the bright side of their life. You will rarely or seldomly see these people tell you of how things are not going well in their life. So if you buy that notion of everything is always good in this person's life and I also want my life to be like that, that's not real. That's a different world. That's a sort of an illusion world that you are in these social spaces. that person you're seeing there and you want to be like them, they also had the bad side of life now, which is in the real world. But here in the social spaces, they want to show everyone how their life is well, how they're living a posh life, how their relationship are working, how their family like their families are doing well, which is not the case when they go to into the real life. So understand who you are, what you stand for, and don't allow yourself to be controlled by whatever content you consume in these social media spaces.
Yeah. I think you should, on that point, I think you should love yourself. You
Yeah.
should love yourself. Kama we mwenyewe, if you have a sibling at home, kama you and your sister are not alike, who are you to compare yourself with someone else that is not your blood? Do not compare yourself,
Yeah.
because we are all created. That's why there are Asians, there are black people, there are others who are whiter than others. So do
Yeah.
not compare yourself. Love yourself just the way you are, because God created you just the way you are.
Yeah, and don't also allow the perception of other people's to get into you. Like because someone who is in the social space or is a public figure, they feel people should be brown. Don't buy that. You're different and you're good just the way you are. You know, like don't allow whatever people believe in to affect you. You have what you believe in, and they also have what they believe in. So if you can use what they believe in to add value to you, well and good. If it's not working for you, just leave it.
Chana
Focus
nayo.
on whatever is building you in the positive way. This life is too short to focus on things that are not adding anything into your life.
Sasa mimi, all I'll say is sisi tukiwa wadogo tuliambiwa one thing that has always driven me. When you feel like someone has given you a very negative comment, now you don't like it, just tell them, look them straight in the eye and tell them, your opinion is just an onion. When mwenyewe you believe in self, so your opinion is just an onion, na maisha isonge. You just do you and love yourself. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. And to wrap it up, if if you're not contented with who you are, I think you should first take a step outside the social spaces, identify who you are, what you stand for, and don't have boundaries, set your standards, and don't allow anyone to talk you out of who you really are. We're all different and we all stand for different things. So just accept the way you are, as she said, and that's the best way to interact with the social spaces that we are exposed to. So that was it for today. I hope this content is going to build you in a positive way. Also, don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe.
At our social media handles at P.C.E.A Youth Fellowship. Bye.
Adios.